This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
All right, it is the Central Plains Regional Championship game. Lincoln Post 500 needs to win 1. West Fargo needs to win 2. They won 2 at the state tournament. Can they do it again here? It's the Carpetland Rugs and Patriots next on MSPN.
To the broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back to the final day of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament here on MSPN Digital Television. Myself, alongside Brad Anderson, will join you today on today's broadcast. West Fargo in their Horace West Fargo black with orange and green trim. If you haven't seen these jerseys yet, they are sharp. And the Lincoln Post 500, they're going to be looking like the Cincinnati Reds when we get to game time here. We got a nice pregame show coming up for you as well. We're back in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television.
It's payback time. That bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
All right, well, welcome back. And, you probably already found us on YouTube, so why don't you go ahead and follow us on X too. MSPND TV, if you haven't done so already, that'd be absolutely awesome. And welcome back to Championship Day here at the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. We got action here, a marquee matchup on tap between Lincoln Post 500 Spartans, Carpetland Rugs, taking on the West Fargo Patriots. Let's not waste any time. Let's stack the teams up side by side. Then we'll break them down individually as well. Firstly, these two teams, they have combined to plate 49 runs into this Central Plains tournament here in 2025. And, Lincoln rolls in with a 51-9-1 record, undefeated in the tournament at 4-0, fresh off a commanding 10-0 win a couple days ago over West Fargo in 5 innings. They have been an offensive force not only in this tournament but for pretty much the entire year as well, outscoring their opponents 522 to 162, going 13-2 in their last 15 games, while West Fargo, the North Dakota champs, come in at 45-15-1 overall. They're 3-1 here in the Central Plains Regional Tournament. They've been battle-tested all season long. They've scored 341 runs while allowing just 178. They're 12-3 in their last 15 games, so they're not backing down from anybody at all. So you got the Spartans 13-2 and the West Fargo Patriots 12-3 in the last 15 games. And you take away that 10-0 game, and these two teams are pretty tight on paper side by side. When you take a look at Lincoln in depth here, the numbers are consistently jumping out at you as being a solid path of consistency. Over 61 games, they've averaged 8.55 runs scored and just 2.65 runs allowed. And in the Central Plains tournament, they're even a little bit sharper. Still averaging that 8.5 runs scored per game, but only allowing 1.5 per game now. In 24 games this season, they have hit double-digit runs and higher, but they have never once allowed an opponent to score 10 or more runs in a game this season here for Carpet Land. So that's a little bit of info there on Carpet Land, and now we'll take a deeper look here at West Fargo, and the numbers, well, they will tell a story of grit there. They're not that much different from Lincoln's, to be honest with you. They've averaged 5.72 runs a game and held their opponents under 3 on the season. In the tournament play, they're at 3.75 runs scored and a 4 allowed, but put a little asterisk by that with that 10-0 loss earlier to Lincoln. So if you do take that 10-0 loss away, their runs allowed per game actually drops down to 1.5. That's a sign of a team that can lock things down defensively, no doubt about that. So Lincoln's high-octane offense against West Fargo's toughness and the ability to adjust. That's one way of saying it anyway. Of course, Lincoln's going to look to stay perfect. They just got to win 1. West Fargo's got to win 2. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have your keys to the game right after this. Stay tuned here on MSPN Digital Television.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Let's take a look at the keys of the game, and we're thrilled to spotlight this matchup here between the West Fargo Patriots as they get ready to take on Lincoln East with a trip to Shelby, North Carolina on the line. That tournament starts pool play on August 14th, in just exactly 3 days from now. So not much rest for the champions of this one here. And our first key to the victory here for the West Fargo Patriots, you got to be mentally prepared and focused. You got to lock in that concentration and just stay sharp from the first pitch. You need not to allow Lincoln's aggressive style to catch you off guard per se. And secondly, you got to throw strikes and let the defense back you up. Patriots are really going to need to rely on each other as teammates to make those game-changing plays that are going to be so vital here against a really good Lincoln team. For Lincoln, well, they're going to want to take full advantage of the speed that they have shown during this tournament here. They, when they're on the bases, they get the extra bases, they get the stolen bases, and then obviously the most obvious one, avoid errors and walks, because if you give West Fargo those free passes, that's going to keep them in the game. If you can avoid that, you can take them out of the game. You could probably do something like you did against West Fargo a couple days ago and drop a handful of runs on them and potentially end the game early. So we'll see how that all works out, but those are your keys to the game here. And we'll take a break, and in the meantime, be sure to subscribe and join the MSPN community at youtube.com/MSPNDTV for all the latest updates, highlights, and more. Your Central Plains Regional Championship pregame show is next, continues next here on MSPN Digital Television in just a moment.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
It's payback time.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, welcome back to our pregame show here as we get ready for the championship matchup here between Lincoln Post 500 out of Lincoln, North Dakota, Lincoln, Nebraska, and the West Fargo Patriots here. And well, you know, that's our bracket. Or maybe it's not our bracket here. For some reason, it's not showing up. Is it? Oh, okay. Well, hey, give me 1 second here. I think I can get this fixed, and boom, there it is. Right? Yeah, there it is. All right. So here's our bracket. So you can see all the scores there from earlier. So right now it's down to one. It's down to one of two scenarios here. Either Lincoln wins this game and it's all done and said and done with, or West Fargo wins 2 games and it's all said and done with. And when one of those is all said and done with, one of these teams will be booking a flight or booking a bus to Shelby, North Carolina here in a little over 72 hours to play their next game. So that's this region tournament, and we have a total of 8 regions that make up that World Series down in Shelby, North Carolina. 7 of them have a similar situation to the Central Plains, where one team has to win once or the other team has to win twice. But there is one region where that is not the case, and we can take a look at that right now here as we'll pull up Region 1, which is the Northeast region. And there you can see that it's made up of Greece, New York, Cumberland, Rhode Island, St. Johnsbury, Vermont, Farmington, Maine, Bedford, New Hampshire, Fall River, Massachusetts, Waterford, Connecticut, and Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. So you can see that how those games have piled out with all the scores there, and sometime and at about the same time as our game here, it'll be Waterford, Connecticut taking on Shrewsbury. Now, Waterford, Connecticut and Shrewsbury, that's the region where it's a single-take-all game for the championship. So Greece, New York will await the winner of Waterford and Shrewsbury, and then the winner of that game will play Greece, New York, and then the winner of that game will be your Region 1 Northeast champion that'll make it on the road to Shelby. And then in Region 2, you can see all the teams there that are made up of Region 2, which is the Mid-Atlantic Division of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Wheeling, West Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, Newcastle, Delaware, Bristol, Pennsylvania, Cecil Council, Maryland, Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and Ridge, Maryland. And you can see how those games shaped out. And right now we got Newcastle, Delaware taking on Chesapeake, Virginia. And that is a contest where Newcastle has to win once and Chesapeake has to win 2 times in order to be crowned champion of the Mid-Atlantic and head and get their ticket punched to Shelby, North Carolina. And then in Region 3, it is the Southeast region. And you can see there it's made up of the teams from Richland, South Carolina. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Caugus, maybe? And then Jacksonville, Florida, Owensville, Kentucky, Florence, South Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, Troy, Alabama, and Randolph City, North Carolina. And as you fast forward through that bracket, you can see all the scores. And it's going to be Asheville, North Carolina, undefeated. They need to win once. Richland, South Carolina would need to win twice in that Southeast division to get themselves to Shelby, North Carolina. And then as we move over to Region 4, which is the Mid-South division here, you'll see that one's made up of Columbia, Tennessee, Mountain Home, Arkansas, Bossier City, Louisiana, Pontotoc, Mississippi, if I'm saying that right, Ada, Oklahoma, Moberly, Missouri, Pittsburgh, Kansas, and Washington, Missouri. And as you speed through that bracket, the championship game has Columbia, Tennessee taking on Bossier City, Louisiana. And Bossier City would have to win 2, while Columbia just needs to win 1, and they're on their way to Shelby. And then in Region 5, you have the Great Lakes Division, and that Great Lakes Division is made up of Midland, Michigan, Rockport, Indiana, De Pere, Wisconsin, Wisconsin, a team that the Fargo Post 400 Stars are familiar with. Beverly, Ohio, Appleton, Wisconsin, Danville, Illinois, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, another popular team that seems to make it deep into the postseason every year, and Carroll Stream, Illinois. So you speed through that bracket, and, well, what do you know? I just kind of mentioned it. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Well, they'll need to win once, while Rockport, Indiana would need to defeat Cedar Rapids twice and to be crowned the Region 5 Great Lakes champion and punch their ticket to Shelby. And then we already went over Region 6, which is the Central Plains. And, of course, that's the matchup we got coming up for you here. And then Region 7 is the Northwest Division. And Region 7 is made up of Anchorage, Alaska, Gillette, Wyoming, Yakima, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Fort Collins, Colorado, Missoula, Montana, Idaho Falls, Idaho, Billings, Montana, Idaho Falls, another one that makes recent many appearances in the American Legion World Series. And you fast forward through that, and guess who's in the championship game? Idaho Falls. And guess what? Idaho Falls just needs to win one time. Portland, Oregon would have to defeat Idaho Falls twice to win the Northwest Regional and punch their ticket to Shelby. Will we see the Idaho Falls Bandits in Shelby once again? How you know, if I'm making predictions, I'm going to say yes, but we'll see if Portland can swipe two from them. And then last but certainly not least, you got the Western Division, which is Region 8, and that is made up of your favorite teams from the South. Or other areas, El Dorado, New Mexico, Las Vegas, Nevada, Honolulu, Hawaii. That's the team that Fargo Post 400 played in the first round in 2021 of the American Legion World Series. Honolulu will be took on League City, Texas in that first round. And then they got Hiram, Utah, and Petaluma, California, along with Tucson, Arizona, and Fairfield, California. Speed through that bracket there. You got Petaluma, California, who needs to win once. League City, Texas would need to win twice to be crowned the Western Regional Champion and punch their ticket to Shelby, North Carolina. So that's a look at all the brackets, all the regions. We're gonna take a break, and when we return, starting lineups and more are just ahead right here on your Central Plains Regional Tournament Championship pregame show here on MSPN Digital Television. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
As a reminder,
Hello and welcome to Starion Bank Field. It is a beautiful morning as, well, for the West Fargo Patriots. They're very familiar with this scenario. They had to win 2 to win a state championship, a little over a week ago, 8 days ago in Williston against the Fargo Post 400 Stars, and they did just that. They knew they were in the Central Plains tournament, but to try and defend their state title, they had to win twice, which they did so. A little more at stake today, and they will face a Lincoln East team, the Carpet Land Post 550 out of Lincoln, Nebraska, that has been, well, they've been the talk of this tournament for really for a lot, just how dominant they have played. 3 shutouts, an offense that has really especially the first 3 games, in particular their win over Shakopee, where they really put up some big offensive numbers and hit the ball extremely well from 1 through 9 in the order. Yesterday they proved pitching and defense can win him a game as well. The offense was shut down. Ryland Bowe of Harrisburg, South Dakota really did a nice job keeping the very potent Lincoln East lineup in check. 2-0 was the final score yesterday, but Lincoln proved that they could pitch and catch the ball, play solid defense, and they certainly did that yesterday. Braden Erickson went 5 innings, gave up just 2 hits, got outs when he needed to. He scattered 4 walks as Harrisburg certainly had some opportunities to get on the board, left some runners in scoring position through the middle innings. 8 strikeouts for Erickson, and Trevor Roach came in. 2 innings, walked a pair of batters, but struck out 2. And that gets them into the championship game. They knew they would be in the final in one shape or another, depending if there was 3 teams left or 2 teams left, but they eliminated Harrisburg, so makes it very simple. Lincoln is 1 win away from a return trip back to Shelby, North Carolina, which they were there a couple of years ago and were runners-up. So they're back to that stage. And for West Fargo, yeah, they know they got to win twice. It's going to be awfully tough against a team that's been pretty dominant. In fact, West Fargo was one of their victims early on in this tournament. A 10-0 win back on Thursday as they used 3 different pitchers. Did Carpet Lad Post 550, and one of those pitchers, the middle 3, will get the call here today. Santito Aranaga will make his 3rd appearance of the state tournament. He had a scoreless inning in their opening round win over Harrisburg, a 6-0 win back on Wednesday, a scoreless 3rd inning against the Patriots, where he struck out a batter, and a 10-0 victory. For West Fargo, they have come back with a couple of nice, solid wins, 7-4 over Yankton on Friday, and then yesterday a 4-2 win as they took care of Shakopee. They had faced Shakopee during the regular season at the Jim Peterson tournament, and walked them off by a score of 9-8 in Shakopee yesterday. Nice job between Trey Hussar and Parker Hoff to calmed down a pretty good offense. They had 7 hits in the first 3 innings. Shakopee did off of Hussar, but he was able to get strikeouts and get outs when he needed. Struck out 9, 4 1/3 innings before he reached his pitch limit. And Parker Hoff, who had not thrown a lot of innings this summer due to some arm trouble, well, he was solid. He got through the 5th, and really I thought a turning point was in the 6th inning with a 1-run game. West Fargo with the lead. He set down really the middle of the order, including 2 big left-handed sticks in Peace and Johnson for Shakopee, and he got through that, a 1-2-3 6th inning. West Fargo added a run, a big insurance run in the 6th inning, and Hoff set Shakopee Post 2 down in order to seal a 4-2 win. Hussar and Luke Finn led Shakopee at the plate. Trey Hussar 3 hits, a couple of runs scored. Finn started the scoring with a 2-run home run that gave the Patriots an early 2-0 lead. Had a sacrifice fly that proved to be the game-winning run as Finn continues to swing it well here in this state tournament. It was the first home run of the tournament for West Fargo as he knocked in 3 of the 4 runs. A bases-loaded walk by Brody Medina and an insurance run in the 6th inning. We'll take a timeout as our starting lineups. First pitch moments away. Again, scenario is this. Lincoln East, the home team, they win once. They're planning a trip to Shelby, North Carolina for late next week. If West Fargo wins, we would have a second winner-take-all title game immediately following this one. So pretty simple and straightforward. We'll be right back.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Beautiful afternoon. We had a beautiful day yesterday as the humidity kind of thinned out a little bit, and a very comfortable day. We had the low 80s and expected about 78 for the high temperature today. We're at 70 right now, but a little less in the humidity. Well, dew point's at 60, which is comfortable. We had that dew point up around 70. Temperatures mid to upper 80s, which led to some stormy days. Of course, Tuesday night, the night before the Central Plains Regional, this area got hit very hard, right around 3+ inches or so of rain, but the field has held up well. Little heat, little wind has certainly helped things as well. And kind of looking at the forecast when the week started, we kind of had an idea if we could get through at least the first couple of days, the weekend would be our reward, and that is certainly the case. As you see the home plate umpires with the tournament directors, Paul Iverson and Jeff Slick Miller, and the two head coaches, Jordan Rowe out of West Fargo and Michael Lonick out of Lincoln East. Carpetland Post 550. As West Fargo, talk a little bit with Todd Rowe, the one of the folks in charge of West Fargo baseball, and folks have been around it. That I was asking, I was trying to remember if they've gotten to this point, where they've gotten to a final. And he said, yeah, a few years ago, he says we were in the driver's seat out in Dickinson and lost. Ryan Barassa and that crew says that's as close as we've been. Well, I think at this point they know they're probably the underdog, and you'd say, you know what, just roll it out there and play. You never know. They were able to get a couple of wins as they won 5 loser-out games to win the state title. They would need to win 4 to get to Shelby, Nebraska for the first time. Luke Finn will make his second appearance against Lincoln East. He was roughed up on Thursday as Lincoln East won 11-0 was the final score. 6 hits, 6 earned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 2. He will get the call for Lincoln East as Lincoln East jumped on West Fargo early as they took care of things by a score of 10-0. Good to see Carter McPeak back in the lineup. He will DH. He came up lame running the bases on Friday. McPeak homered, had a double, knocked in 2. Dele Odolate had 4 RBIs on 3 run-producing singles. Brody McIntyre at the top of the order as well had 2 hits as those top 3 hitters against West Fargo on Thursday went a combined 7 of 11. McIntyre had a triple, McPeak had a double and a home run, and Odolate just kept with base hits and bringing home runs as our umpires and Each team lining up on a respective baseline to go through the introductions and the code of sportsmanship, I should say, just ahead of our national anthem. As we will take one final break and get you ready for lineups and first pitch. West Fargo and Lincoln East. Carpet Land, one win away from a state title, from a Central Plains title. West Fargo trying to get to Shelby for the first time. They'll need to win twice, and we'll be right back.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of three ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
West winds today. We've had mostly winds from the south. Yesterday was more so southwest, probably the breeziest day we've had here in this Central Plains Regional Tournament, as left-hander Santino Aranaga will make his third appearance, his first start here in the Central Plains Tournament. The West Fargo batting order is presented by Coach Jordan Rowe. Leading off in center field will be Trey Hussar. Batting second in left field, Landon Zink. Batting third at shortstop, Jet Collins. Batting fourth at second base, Brody Medina. Batting fifth in pitching, making a second appearance against Lincoln East, will be Luke Finn. Batting sixth at first base, Hudson Dinger. Batting seventh in right field, Tate Herman. Batting eighth at third base, Max Zinker. Batting ninth and catching for the Patriots will be Ryan Camarillo. Setting the defense here for Lincoln, 51-9. The Patriots are 45-15 on the year. Santino Aranaga is on the mound, the southpaw. 2 scoreless innings here in the state tournament. Around the infield, Lewis Cockles at third base, Brody McIntyre at second, Carter Harms at short, and Kalai Larson at first base, Bryson Rhodes in left field, DeLeo Delante in center, and Braden Erickson in right. Carter McPeak did not play yesterday as he kind of came up lame running the bases in the win over Shakopee on Friday. Did not play yesterday, but is the designated hitter for Lincoln today, and that gets another big back into the Lincoln lineup. Trey Hussar lead things off for the Patriots. As here we go. It's been 4 busy days of baseball, and Trey Hussar led things with 3 hits yesterday. Has been one of their top hitters in the tournament. Couple of multi-hit games. Tries to bunt and bunts it foul for strike 1. 10:57 on the first pitch. We're at 70 degrees at our first pitch as well, as Trey Hussar 6 for 14 here in the state tournament, hitting at a .429 clip. The future South Dakota State Jackrabbit. And the 0-1. And a pop-up out into shallow left center field as the call and the catch for Bryson Rhodes. There's out number 1 here in this championship matchup. So Hussar retired, Landon Zink. And again, you have two tough lefties, and they saw both Aranaga and Jack Oler on Thursday. And again, a lineup full of lefties with Hussar and Zink. Luke Finn and Tate Herman, among others, called strike. Your umpires, Eric Guler calling balls and strikes. Tim Higgins down the third base line, Corey Aldrich at second, and Aldo Mora is at first. Not Aldo Nova, Aldo Mora. Inside, nearly hit him, and it's 1-1. Aldo Nova is a rock band from the early 80s. 1-1 to Landon Zink. If you didn't know that, you know now, and the more you know. Landon Zink is 4 for 12 here in the Central Plains Regional, and a strike makes it a ball and 2 strikes. And Aranaga pitched a scoreless third inning against West Fargo, struck out a batter. He's had 2 scoreless innings. He pitched in the first 2 games for Lincoln East. Target, as you can see in the outside corner, and he went high fastball and struck him out. 2 early outs here for the Patriots, as that will bring up Jet Collins. Collins has hits in 3 of the Central Plains Regional games. Yesterday, 2 for 2. He reached base 4 times with a walk and a hit batsman along with the 2 hits. Striking, it's 0-1. His biggest game of the Central Plains Regional had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, including a double, and a 7-4 win over Yankton on Friday. Sharply hit out to short. Fielded cleanly. Carter Harms on to first in time, and Aranaga has a quick and clean top of the first inning. So 3 up, 3 down. We'll get you the Lincoln East batting order when we return. Half inning in the books here in the Central Plains Region Final. West Fargo nothing. Lincoln East coming to bat after this.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Santino Aranaga needed just 8 pitches in the top of the first inning to set down the Patriots in order. Brody McIntyre to lead things off at second base. Batting second will be the center fielder, DeLeo Delate. Carter McPeak batting third. He's DHing for the pitcher Santino Aranaga. Batting fourth at shortstop, Carter Harms. Kalai Larson hitting fifth. He is at first base. Braden Erickson batting sixth in right. Luke Finn to McIntyre in ball 1. Bryson Rhodes will bat seventh in left field. Lewis Cockle bats eighth. He plays at third. Landon Mosier will catch and hit ninth. McIntyre to right center, over into the alley, Tate Herman. It puts it away. There's out number 1. So McIntyre, who against West Fargo and had a couple of hits. Adele Odolate, the batter, and he's had himself a fine Central Plains Regional. McIntyre 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Odolate was kept off the bases as well, 0 for 2 yesterday, and takes ball 1. Kalai Larson and Lewis Cockle each had 2 hits. Only had 4, but 2 did the trick in a 2-0 win, eliminating Harrisburg. Outside 2-0. If there was one team that it was a little better than I thought they really were. Had a good showing was Harrisburg. Hit 3 home runs Friday to eliminate Fargo post 400. And a good battle yesterday. Here's a 2-0. Breaking pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Finn needs a cleaner start. The first 3 batters reached, capped off by McPeak's home run in the top of the first inning on Thursday, and it was kind of all downhill from there for the Patriots. Outside 3-1, and they do have some options available. Caden Rademacher has one more appearance left. Austin O'Lean, a lefty, might be an option as well. Patriots feel like they're in good shape to get through 2 games if necessary on the mound. All the way in 3-2, and Parker Hoff really gave him a solid relief outing yesterday in relief of Trey Hussar, who pitched well, but the pitch count rode up and quickly. He scattered 7 hits in the first 3 innings, but got outs when he needed them. 3-2, and Odolate has a 1-out-1. Always a threat to go at first. Here's Carter McPeak. McPeak did not play yesterday. It looked like pulled a hammy run of the bases against Shakopee. McPeak 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI and a run scored Friday against Shakopee. He homered against Finn on Thursday. Ball 1. With winds basically from the west, instead of the wind blowing out basically to right or right center, it's basically from center on to left. So a bit of a change in that regard. Now 2-0 the count. That was pretty quick. You went center field out to here. You sound like you're winded.
Yeah, I got a ride on the golf cart.
Oh, you did?
But,
okay.
Yeah.
so you cheated a little bit. That's fine. That's okay.
A little bit, yeah.
That's not cheating. It's just helping. 3-0 the count. So we're not neither of us are, quite frankly, getting any younger. 3-0. Finn deals and a 4-pitch walk. So back-to-back free passes, and Lincoln has 2 on and 1 out. And Carter Harms to the plate. Appreciate all our chatters. They are busy. Don Bryant was a hit yesterday by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I guess I'm not 100%
which
sure
I'm
on
not
that.
surprised.
I was up until 3 a.m. working on some pregame notes, so I didn't have really a chance to check the numbers and all that stuff on how things went yesterday. But
yes. Well, Jordan Rowe comes out for a visit here, head coach of West Fargo, and with the American Legion World Series, basically it is pool play. They'll split the teams up, and Mike went over this during our pregame with all the matchups, the region finals. Great Lakes final is Cedar Rapids, Iowa against Rockport, Indiana, but the teams are split up into pool play. And then they basically play 3 games, and top 2 in each pool advance on to the final 4, and you just kind of go from there. So is how that works. So Carter Harms, shortstop, to the plate. So Harms, yesterday 0 for 1. He did draw 2 walks, scored a run, and he's pops the first pitch up. Infield fly rule is now called. Batter's automatically out, and Jet Collins makes it official with the catch behind the mound for out number 2. You're not familiar, infield fly in that situation. It's either runners at first and second or bases loaded with less than 2 outs. The batter is automatically out, and the runners can go at their own discretion. So 2-away, Kalai Larson, who had a couple of hits yesterday. The 2-0 win over Harrisburg. Larson has 5 hits here in the region tournament, is at the plate. He is 5 for 13. 2 hits against Shakopee drove in a run on Friday. 2 hits drove in a run yesterday. Down to the count here at 1 strike. The 0-1 off the plate, 1-1 the count. It'll probably have to be pitching staff by committee when you get to this point. And Lincoln really did that the first couple of games. In fact, they were able to establish sizable leads early on. I think probably emphasized things a little bit more. Yesterday, Braden Erickson and Trevor Roach got it done. 5 solid innings for Erickson. Pickoff play at second. So keep an eye on the speedy Odolate, and he's back in. Look at the outfield alignment. Zink well off the line into left center. Hussar is pretty much straight away in center field, and same applies for Tate Herman in right. 2-1. Nearly hit him in ball 3.
I think I'm back to normal breathing patterns now.
Only takes a minute or so. You'll be okay. I'm the same way. You go up steps 3-4 times. It's like, man, I'm not as young as I used to be. 3-1 in the air to center field, playable for Hussar. As he waits, and the one-handed stab, and Finn escapes trouble here in the first inning. So Luke Finn gives up a pair of walks, nothing more. 2 left on for Lincoln at the bottom of the first. We're scoreless after 1 of the Central Plains Region Final on MSPN.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Scoreless after 1. 18 pitches for Luke Finn in that first inning. Brody Medina will lead things off here for the West Fargo Patriots. Sierra Naga. And it is ball 1. Medina, Finn, and Hudson Dinger for West Fargo. If there is a second championship game, it'll be a coin flip to see who is the home team. Lincoln East, as the team without a loss, had the option and chose home. I don't know why you wouldn't choose home, but they went with the odds, I guess. 2-0 in the delivery. And a strike.
Well, I can tell you
Medina.
after 5 years of Fargo Post 400, not choosing home gives your team an extra inning to hit. So that's one reason why they may choose the other side. But like you said, this is a title game, a little bit different.
Yep, foul back 2-2. Medina drew a key bases loaded walk yesterday in the win over Shakopee. He was 0 for 1. He reached base 3 times. He was hit twice. And also reached via a walk. Hiranaga on 2-2 and in the turf, 3-2 the count. West Fargo yesterday had 8 hits, led by 3 from Hussar. Trey 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and Luke Finn, that big 2-run homer, got the Patriots on the right foot. Now to third, and fielded cleanly. High throw gets away as Cockle's throw wide of Larson at first, and Medina will reach. Not too many miscues in the field for Lincoln East Carpetland here in this Central Plains Regional, but that one sailed to the outfield side of first. Medina is on, and that will bring up Luke Finn.
Now batting the pitcher, number 4, Luke Finn.
We look at the crowd, and obviously primarily a lot of green and orange. A lot of West Fargo faithful here. Here's the set and the delivery. Up high, ball 1. Last year they saw rival Fargo Post 2 win it on their field. And Post 2 last year got beat in the opening round and took the scenic tour to Shelby, North Carolina, winning twice on the final day. West Fargo Trying to follow a similar path, fouled away by Finn, and it is 1-1. Finn homered yesterday, added a sacrifice fly. As Finn, 4 hits and 4 runs, actually 5 runs batted in here in this regional. Pickoff, and Medina able to get back on the throw to first. West Fargo's best offensive day had 11 hits in the 7-4 win over Yankton Friday, keyed by Zink and Collins. 1-1. Again, Lincoln really has this, Lincoln East really has this, I say, where they have their top pitchers available. Aranaga coming in 4-5 on the year, but a lefty, it's got great stuff. 1-1 inside, nearly hit him, and it is 2-1. Aranaga, his 3rd appearance, I believe 3 is the limit you can have in the Central Plains. He pitched a scoreless inning, struck out 2, finishing things up at a combined 1-hitter, 6-0 over Harrisburg, as Finn lines one to left, but right at the left fielder, and reaching over to make the catch is Rhodes for out number 1. Finn struck it well, but 1 out. Hudson Dinger to the plate. He pitched the 3rd inning. It was the middle of 3 pitchers against West Fargo between Older Aranaga and Abe Christensen. Had a scoreless inning, struck out 1 batter on Thursday. Hudson Dinger at first base for the Patriots. And the delivery. Downstairs, ball 1. I don't know the count. Okay. Dinger 0 for 2 yesterday against Shakopee. And time called. Dinger got the call, a 6 2/3 inning effort. Struck out 11 on a 4-0 win over Grand Rapids. Did not hit at the plate that day. 1 for 3 against Yankton. He has 2 hits. He is 2 for 7 here in the tournament. Now 1-1. Runner at first. Well, 8 teams arrived in Fargo with dreams and aspirations of getting to Shelby, North Carolina. And throw to first and the runner back. And I can tell you that Central Plains champion would play the first game on Thursday against the Great Lakes champion, which will be either Rockport, Indiana, or Cedar Rapids, Iowa. They would play game 1 at 10 a.m. That's 10 Eastern time, I'm guessing. The 1-1 hit to left, hit a mile but foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So there'll be kind of 2 pods of 4 for the American Legion World Series. The Central Plains champion will be in with the Great Lakes Northwest and Western champions. Stripes to a division will have champions from the Southeast, Mid-South, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Medina has a good lead over at first, and Aranaga deals. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kate Herman's on deck. Aranaga needed just 8 pitches to set down the top of the order for West Fargo. Two. Fouled again down the left field line as we got it on his hands enough. Will land the Little League diamond. And it is 2-2. Six pitches in this at bat so far as he's done a good job. Aranaga's trying to really get in on right-handed batters. Pick on play at first. Medina back. The Central Plains champ would have game 1 on Thursday. And would play again Saturday evening. Be the final game of the 3. Basically would play through Sunday in pool play and then would basically get down to the final 4 on Monday the 18th. 2-2, high fastball struck him out. Aranaga trusted his stuff there, just went up the ladder and records his second strikeout. And that'll bring up left-handed hitting Tate Herman.
Number 12, Tate Herman.
And ball 1 to Herman. Herman 1 for 3 yesterday against Shakopee as he played both first and right field. Herman 1 run batted in here in the Central Plains. That was Friday against Yankton. Did he go? Yes. Actually a called strike, 1-1. Good pitch there. Play at first, and Medina back as West Fargo just 1 error yesterday in the win for Lincoln East. It was 550, 1-1. Runner goes, pitch is a strike, ball dropped, and Medina has a stolen base. It was a cat and mouse game over there, and eventually with 2 out, what do you have to lose at this point? And stolen base there as the ball was dropped by Mosier. 1-2, so West Fargo gets their first runner into scoring position, and Herman will try and make it hurt. Set. Aranaga on 1-2, just missed off the plate, trying to go back in that outside corner, and just off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So we'll see how far Aranaga goes here today. Again, they are pretty much equipped. Really got the table set to try and take care of things today, especially in this first game. Fouled away, and it is still 2-2. So credit what we saw to Herman, or to Dinger, even though he struck out. Herman working a deep count as well. Zanker's on deck. Runner at second, 2 down. Two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Mosier will throw on to first, and there's the 3rd out. So a couple of strikeouts for Aranaga. To end things in the 3rd, 1 error and 1 left. West Fargo down here at the top of the 2nd. We were scoreless after an inning and a half here from Fargo.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Inning and a half in as we are scoreless. As pleased to be joined by the, let's see here, assistant director.
Correct.
You're the second in charge of this, Slick?
Yep.
Very good.
Yes.
Jeff Slick Miller, who I think a familiar face and voice to baseball fans around here. And, well, maybe for some that aren't familiar, I know you had a long history in Moorhead with the Blues and I think with Post 2 as well. But just first off, to kind of describe your history with Legion Baseball.
Yeah.
I know it's pretty lengthy.
I started coaching Legion Baseball in 1986 in Barnesville.
Mm-hmm.
And 88, I went to Fargo and coached the Fargo Bombers for a year, and then was a Jerry Harder's assistant for a number of years, and head Bombers coach again for a number of years, and left there in 1997, and was Bucky Bergall's assistant in Moorhead for 1 year. And then I started working with the Moorhead Youth Program as president, coaching, and whatever, as our son was that age. And so then I came back in 2007 and started coaching the Moorhead Blues until 2013 when I got an opportunity to get promoted with the Air Guard where I worked.
Boy, a bullet to third and caught. Stabbed there by Zenker for the out off the bat of Braden Erickson. That was a missile to third and a stab for the first out. So, yeah, I mean, you bring up some names in Fargo Moorhead baseball with Jerry Harder for Post 2 and with Bucky Bergall, who's still around, still watching baseball.
Loves the game.
Yeah, he does. Like I said, there's no better steward of the game, I would say, than Bucky from what he's done with Moorhead and Concordia and his time with the Red Hawks and everything else.
Just the region, what he's done, and he loves those kids.
For sure. Bryson Rhodes to the plate as Finn gives up a screamer for the first out, strike and nothing in one. And how'd you get into this role here, working with and assisting here with the Central Plains?
Well, I got asked in May. I've been part of a consultant to the National Legion Board for 4 years now, and they had an assistant director unable to make it due to a family commitment, and they called me in May and said, "Hey, you live close to Fargo, right?" And I said, "Yeah," and can you help us out? And of course I would. So I've enjoyed the time here in Fargo. It's old home week.
Fly ball into left field, coming on, making the catch is Zink to retire Bryson Rhodes for out number 2, and this is the 100th year of Legion baseball. And just discuss what you've seen here. I mean, really top quality of play here in this region.
Oh yeah, I thought the play has been tremendous. We really haven't had any blowouts, so to speak, and very competitive games. The kids are playing hard, and very good umpiring crew. It's just gone very well here.
The delivery fouled away in strike one, and really once we kind of got off to a wonky start with the weather, but we knew we would be, I think, rewarded once we got to the weekend, and here we stand.
And we got to give credit to the Post 400 guys who worked their butts off Wednesday morning to get the field ready to play. Yeah, we were a 2-hour delay, I think it was, and we were right on schedule for the opening ceremony, so it was tremendous.
1-1 as Finn deals as a fly ball to center. Trey Hussar back now in, makes the catch. You got time for another half here, Slick?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. That was a quick inning. I've got some more questions here for you. 3 up, 3 down. We're scoreless after 2. Good one so far. The Central Plains Region Final on MSPN. We'll be right back.
No runners were left on base. Pitch count.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
It's payback time. Zapali, 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 Zapali.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Scoreless after 2. Slick Miller joins us, assistant tournament director behind Paul Iverson, who's the head man in charge here. But you've been, like I said, you've been around baseball in Fargo Moorhead in this area. Do you feel like Legion baseball is as strong as it's been?
Oh yeah, it's growing. Look what Post 400 has done with the number of teams. Post 2 with their number of teams. West Fargo with their number of teams. And the youth ball, I think, is growing too. So it's exciting to see explosion of baseball in Moorhead and Fargo.
And I know you were very involved with the Mats. They're trying to renovate, and they're in the process of renovating Matson Field in Moorhead, which I know is kind of near and dear to you, and they're making good strides on that as well.
Yeah, we're currently constructing Phase 1, which is the new 300-seat grandstand and press box, and it's really exciting. They got the the footings done, and supposedly going to put the concrete walls in here in the next couple weeks.
2 strikes to Max Zinker. It'll be Zinker, Camarillo, and Trey Hussar for West Fargo as Iranaga set to give up a hit so far. Just 1 error in the field for Lincoln. 1 and 2 to Zinker. And I think, and I was talking a little bit with Todd Rowe from West Fargo, and it said he's, he and his crew a big reason how this program has continued to grow and make great strides and facility-wise and everything else. And I think there's maybe some parts of the country kind of a resurgence in Legion baseball. Maybe people look at the cost and the time with travel ball and such, and they look, this is a good option to play a lot of baseball.
Right, and I think what it is too is you hit on the head about the cost for travel ball, and
pulled foul by Zinker. It's 1 and 2.
The other thing is I think parents are realizing what American Legion baseball does for their child. We promote discipline, Americanism, teamwork, being good citizens, good stewards of the game, and it's important that we develop those young men to be that so we can have a great future for our country.
Swing and a miss, and there's the tag applied. And baseball's a big part of it, but it is so much more.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, the code of sportsmanship's read before each game, and it means a lot. Some kids probably at the time are thinking, I got to recite this thing. Well, then they think about it.
Yeah.
And it goes, wow, yeah, I'm trying to keep a healthy body, healthy mind. It's important that we develop those young men.
I got a question here in the chat that says, do you know if the plan is to continue the Central Plains tournament in North Dakota? Because I know for the next 2 years, we've got Mandan and then back here in Starion in 27. Because I know it's done on a two-year process.
Yeah, 2-year rotation. And then the bids come back in again in a year from now for the following 2 years.
For 28, 29.
Yeah, so if Fargo or Bismarck or Moorhead or whomever in the area wants to bid, that's when the bid process starts.
And I know there's a bouncer to second for out number 2, and I know I remember talking to Paul last year, and he was here during the North Dakota State tournament, and there's a lot of things, facilities, obviously. I think Fargo Moorhead has this, and I would say the same with Mandan next year. Your proximity, it's easy to get to, lodging and things like that, and I know probably Fargo's become a popular spot. 2 interstates, fairly easy to get here.
Yeah, it's a good hub. All the Central Plains teams bus in.
Hussar to right center, hit well. It will not be caught. It is up and bounces up and over the fence. A automatic double, ground rule double for Trey Hussar.
So with the busing, and then the Legion, to get to the World Series, they all fly Southwest. They have a contract with Southwest. So we bus the champion down to Minneapolis-St. Paul, and they'll fly out of Minneapolis-St. Paul Tuesday to Shelby. So, it's easy to get to. Like you said, the hotels are wonderful. It's a great environment for baseball.
And I know at least with Post 400, they and I have a good relationship with the CVB in town, Convention and Visitors Bureau.
I was just going to mention the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Fargo Moorhead. I mean, what an outstanding job they do to bring in tournaments.
Yep.
And we're over in Moorhead, we're going to look at bidding the 28 junior state tournament for Minnesota.
Okay.
And then the 29 senior tournament for both Division I. And we met with the CVB, and it's unbelievable what they do for the programs to bring these tournaments in.
Well,
so we got to give thanks to them.
They're about commerce, you know.
Yeah. They want
what
to
brings commerce in is tourism, that's for sure. So, you know, I think, you know, the fact that the wrestling tournament is kind of made, you know, the Fargo Dome has been a home for that. I think they get it, they understand it, and they embrace it, and it's certainly been great to have these teams here as well. Landon Zink, the runner at second in a 0-1 count as we visit with assistant tournament director Jeff Slick Miller in the 0-1 and 1-1 the count. Question here, it says, how do you handle issues such as rain delays that push games back a day? Well, we didn't really have that problem. We had to kind of adjust times, but
correct.
Yeah, what kind of, is there kind of protocol you go through with something like that?
We have protocol that we, you know, obviously want to get the games in as much as we can, and you cannot start a game past 11 p.m. in American Legion baseball. So if we have to start a game at 10:58, we start a game at 10:58.
Right.
You know, so that is, we try to get his games in as much as you can, but I've never worked a regional. I've worked many of them where we've had to flip a coin to see who wins, but if they get to that, you do that.
Okay. 1-2. As Aaron Naga deals, it is high 2-2, and I know Paul kind of breathed a sigh of relief when after Thursday we delayed it not quite 2 hours, but the games went in a really, really quick pace. We had a lot of quick-moving games, and lo and behold, we got to the opening ceremonies, and we were right on time.
Yeah,
right on time.
Usually the opening day, too, you see the number one pitchers throwing, and you're going to get quick games.
2-2, and the delivery, foul at the plate, and really kudos to West Fargo here, really battling some longer at-bats, and just hoping that results in a hit or something to continue the inning here in the third. And I knew West Fargo, after losing 10-0 the other day, they knew that they, obviously season on the line, that it was not going to, they were going to battle their way through this one way or another, and early on they have. Got him, swing and a miss, and Aranaka comes through again with a strikeout, and that will end the inning. Hey, Slick, this was fun.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
You bet.
Take care, and thanks for everything you're doing for American Legion Baseball.
And,
this is awesome.
And likewise. After 2.5, we're scoreless in this championship. We'll be right back.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Number 9 batter, catcher Landon Mosier for Lincoln East. We appreciate Jeff Slick Miller coming up here for a visit. Like I said, someone very familiar with Legion baseball, and of course Fargo Moorhead as well for a number of years. 1-1, and good question in the air. A good response here in the chat. With turf fields, that does kind of limit delays. Fly ball to right over is Herman, and Mosier is retired. For one out here in the third. Scoreless. Lincoln East, Carpet Land Post 550, and the West Fargo Patriots. Aranag at 43 pitches through 3 innings so far. Finn was at 27 when the inning began. McIntyre flying to right as he steps in. Back to the top of the order for Lincoln. Somebody makes a good point in the chat that the state AA tournament in North Dakota was in Williston at Offutt Stadium, the longtime ballpark. They also had They had some rain the weekend prior. The tournament started on a Monday. They were pretty lucky to have what the facility at Williston State College that they used for the first couple of days, as they got the water off at stadium. For example, the state tournament next year, the AA in North Dakota, is at Jack Williams Stadium, and they are in the process of making some upgrades to that legendary facility. 2-1 to McIntyre. Odalate on deck. Luke Finn has set down 6 in a row. There have been some well-struck balls, but defense is taking care of things. Now 2-2 to McIntyre. Central Plains will be in Mandan. They got a nice facility there for 26 back here at Starion in 2 years at 2027. 2-2 just off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. And then will come the process in a few months for 28 and 29. 3-2. Sharply hit and snared by the right-hander Luke Finn. Underhanded flip for the second out. 2 away in the third, and I think as we go along here, the longer West Fargo stays in this, maybe starting to build a little bit of confidence. Is 2 away here in the third. Dele Odalate to the plate. He walked back in the first inning.
You really get the feeling that the first one to score here is definitely going to have that advantage going forward.
Yes, I would imagine as later we get, that'll probably be the case. Strike to Odalate, and 0-1 as he had himself a fine tournament. 2 3-hit games, 7 hits in the tournament, and 1-1. Pick a tournament MVP. There's certainly some worthy candidates on the Lincoln East side, and if he's not at the top, he's got to be in the conversation. 1-2 the count. It's fouled away by Odalate.
Based on memory, he's made some spectacular center field catches in this tournament. So
1-2, and the pitch. It is outside 2-2. Shatter makes a point that North Dakota has a lot of great facilities. Bismarck, Dickinson. Dickinson hosted the Central Plains a few years back. 2-2, popped up. Left side as Zinker will give way to Collins. Now back to Zinker, who drifts into foul territory to make the catch, and Luke Finn is in a nice little groove right now. 8 in a row set down. Lincoln East down in order in the bottom of the third. We're through 3. From Starion Bank Field in Fargo, it's the Central Plains final. We're scoreless with West Fargo and Lincoln on MSPN Digital Television.
'Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
"45 minutes for 3 innings, no runs on a hit, no errors for the West Fargo Patriots. Lincoln East, Carpet Land, no runs, no hits, and an error. Jet Collins, Medina, and Luke Finn, as Aranaga's been tough. He has 5 strikeouts through 3. Half swing, that'll cost Collins, and strike 1. Question says, I noticed the Montana teams play a few teams from Canada. Do North Dakota teams play any Canadian teams? And I can tell you the answer is yes. I know in the past that has been the case. In fact, West Fargo played a team from Manitoba, I know, this year. It's Collins. Solid base hit to left. Boy, he's still got a couple of years left in the program. He looks like the real deal. Solid base hit here in the fourth. That'll bring up Medina.
Second baseman, number 1, Brody.
Chatter says
Medina.
Williston, Mandan, and Jamestown host regular season tournaments that have Canadian teams come in. And I know in the past with the Jim Peterson tournament, there have been some years where they've been Canadian teams that have participated. I know we've had them here.
Yeah, we did a Fargo Post 400 Stars versus Winnipeg North game earlier this summer down in South Dakota, too.
Hit number 2 for West Fargo. Brody Medina reached on an air, and see what Patriots decide to do here, if they decide to maybe put something in motion here in the top of the fourth inning. Set in the delivery. Medina butts. Good one. Trying to push it past the pitcher. Aranaga on to first to Larson. That'll move Collins to second. And one away here in the fourth. And you almost have to play this, Mike, like one run's going to open up the floodgates here. You almost have to play this in the fourth like it's the 6th or 7th.
And in several games this year for West Fargo, it has been a floodgate type of situation. They get one, then they start to get a second and a third. We'll see if that happens here.
Finn line to left at his first at bat, and Finn's had a solid Central Plains Regional at the plate. And the delivery here, it is low, ball 1.
Of course, we kind of seen the same thing with Lincoln in this tournament, too. They get one, then they get 2, 3, and 4. So,
well, their lineup has been from top to bottom has been they can get production from 1 through 9.
Absolutely.
1-0 in the air to center. Odolate back, hustling in as Wynn's kind of drifting things over into left center field, basically coming from right to left today, and he handled that just fine. And puts it away for out number 2, and that'll bring up Hudson Dinger.
First baseman, number 24, Hudson Dinger.
So Hudson Dinger at the plate, struck out in his first at bat. Yeah, there's some options maybe in North Dakota with Mandan and Post 400. Chatter says Bismarck, and they've made some upgrades. Went to turf at the Bismarck Memorial Ballpark there. That one gets away, comes back to the screen, came back quickly, and Mosier bluffs on a throw to third. Wild pitch will get Collins to third with 2 out. And you'd be at the end if Bismarck has to work around the Northwoods League team, the Larks, and their schedule. So if you're going to use the main ballpark, but I think the Northwood season's just about to a close at this time of year. 1-0. So the Patriots get their first base runner to third in this one this morning with 2 out. And the delivery. There's a strike, changing speeds there on a curveball that stayed up in the zone, but got the call. It's 1-1. So far, Luke Finn has quieted the potent Lincoln East lineup in West Fargo. Pitching and defense has been there so far, and just trying to generate some offense. And talked about it earlier in the tournament. Think of West Fargo, it's a lot of games like that. They're going to probably beat you a lot, 4-2, like they did yesterday. 3-2 type of games. 1-1. Fouled out of play by Dinger, and it's 1-2. If West Fargo wins, we would have a second title game that would follow around 30 minutes or so after the completion of this one. Lincoln East Carpet Land takes the title and start making plans for North Carolina. As you heard Slick Miller say that for the champion, they've got it organized that they'll fly out of the Twin Cities on Tuesday, and time call granted by home plate umpire Eric Guler. Chatter says, yeah, turf really made a big difference at the Municipal Ballpark in Bismarck. There is, just missed. Aranaga and everybody in the defensive alignment for Lincoln thought that was strike 3, and they were headed to the dugout. Everybody thought that, but Eric Guler, and he's the one in charge, 2-2. Just missed. And time called. Little cat and mouse game with pitcher and batter here. Set on the 2-2 pitch. Fastball in the air to left towards the line. Hustling over. And the ball put away. Nice catch in left field by Rhodes. And that will end the inning. Leadoff single from Collins. He's stranded at third. The Patriots down here in the top of the fourth inning. Halfway home and scoreless here in the Central Plains Region Final on MSPN.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Scoreless after 3. Luke Finn's at 40 pitches through 3. Aranaga now through 4 at 53. Finn has retired 8 batters in a row. He walked McPeak. Steps to the plate now. Walked him in the first inning. Striking 0-1. Good to have McPeak back in the lineup, at least even as a DH. Looked like he was rounding third. Like came up lame against Shakopee. Looked like it might have been perhaps a hamstring. Foul back and is quickly 0-2. McPeak, Harms, and Kalai Larson here for Lincoln in the bottom of the fourth inning. McPeak does have 4 hits here in this Central Plains Regional, including a double and a home run against the Patriots Thursday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lincoln shut out Harrisburg, South Dakota in their opener, 6-0, 10-0, and 5 over West Fargo. That was one of the few real blowout games. Half swing that'll cost him as Camarillo on to first, round number 1. 1 away for Harms. Popped to short in his first at bat. Harms drove in 3 against Shakopee. They won 16-6 in the winners bracket game on Friday. Yesterday against Harrisburg, Harms walked twice, went 0 for 1. Fouled and strike 1 the count. His teams met early in the season down in Nebraska. Lincoln won both those games handily, as they did here at Starion Thursday afternoon, 10-0 and 5, 0-1. Off the plate, a ball and a strike. Again, the Central Plains champ will open up bright and early Thursday in Shelby, North Carolina. Foul and 1-2 the count. It says 10 a.m., which I'm guessing was 10 a.m. Eastern time against the Great Lakes champion. 1-2. Fastball off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So they go into pool play basically to start. And the delivery. Last year, Fargo Post 2 went 2-1. They ended up in a tie and lost the tiebreaker to get into the Final Four. So they go head-to-head competition. Fewest runs allowed overall, most runs scored overall, and then if that doesn't decide it, you flip a coin. 3-2, just missed, and a walk to Harms. Bring up Kalai Larson here for Lincoln.
First baseman, number 1, Kalai Larson.
Looking at a chatter talking about the right field deck in Dickinson. When we get a moment, I'll show you the right field deck we have here, so stay tuned.
3 shutouts for Lincoln in this tournament. They have outscored their opponents in 4 games, 34-6. The delivery, ball 1. Again, they've proven they can bash the ball around, and I think yesterday was an impressive win. Just the offense got quieted down, but pitching and defense in West Fargo, Exhibit A of that, can get you quite a ways. 1-0, go to first and the runner back. And so far, 3 walks, yet to give up a hit. Through 3 1/3. Outside, backhanded by Camarillo. 2-0 to Kalai Larson. Breaking pitch over for a strike. 2-1 the count. This will be our final broadcast of the summer. A busy summer as always here in MSPN Digital Television with following Fargo Post 400, but state tournament coverage, and we've been looking forward to this. Looks like folks at Post 400 have for 2 years, and it is not disappointed, that is for sure. 2-1. Runner goes. Camarillo's throw. It is not in time as quick short hop pick there by Collins had to come across the bag and come across his body to slap the tag on Harms, not in time. So Harms a stolen base. It's 3-1. Kalai Larson has had a solid tournament at the plate with 5 hits. 5 hits, 2 runs batted in. Has a chance to try and give Lincoln the early edge. To third, knocked down by Zinker. Checks the runner back to second. Low throw. Picked nicely by Dinger. Route number 2. Good work on both ends and a fine pick there by Dinger. And one thing you know at the turf, you're going to get, I'll say, an easy hop, but a consistent hop, and he was able to snare that and pick it with no problem. So good work. Both ends of the diamond there. 2 down for Braden Erickson. Smoked one to third. That was snared by Zenker back in the second inning. Check of the runner at second, and just off the plate, ball 1. Erickson 3 RBIs here in the Central Plains. Is 2 for 8, foul back, and 1-1. Got the patio down the right field line, and normally for a Post 400 game that is decked out in red, I think West Fargo's taking that over today. 1-1 the count. The delivery, hit him. Came inside and got him. Erickson to first, and one thing to have a chance to win one in your own ballpark, but if there's a consolation, the fact that you can, it's a short drive and you're West Fargo, you got a chance to be a part of this tournament and sleep in your own bed. So first and second, Bryson Rhodes flying to left in his opening at bat. Rhodes 3 hits, 2 runs scored, and an RBI against Shakopee. He and Odalante led the offense with 3 hits apiece on Friday. A 16-6 win in 6 innings. Pick-up play at second, and safe at second base. Throw high, and Medina, a nice job to catch it and put the tag on. Make that play interesting. Rhodes has 4 hits here in the regional, 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday versus Harrisburg. Tries to bunt. Pulls back and low for ball 1. Lincoln left 2 on in the second after consecutive walks. Again, still looking for their first hit. Finn has worked around 3 walks and a hit batsman to this point. He's at 59 pitches unofficially through 3 2/3. There's a strike. And it is 1-1. Finn, who got roughed up. Again, the damage came early for Lincoln East on Thursday. And the delivery. Well, we made some adjustments. Popped up. Camarillo and Dinger will give it a peek, but it's out of play. 1-2 the count. Imagine in a couple of years when the regional comes back, this park might look maybe a little bit different. Goals to basically make the field completely turf. At some point that may happen. 1-2. And the delivery outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. On field in West Fargo, if you've never been there, they have turf infield and natural surface in the outfield, and they have made that a pretty top flight facility. 2-2, 2 out. Deuces wild, bottom of the 4th in a scoreless game. And the delivery. Ooh, just missed. I just snap one and see if they can clip the inside corner. 3-2, so let's start up the merry-go-round as Harms and Erickson can get early starts here with a full count 2 away. Payoff. Pop foul, we'll do it again. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming here to Bryson Rhodes. Runners go. Fouled off the front of the West Fargo dugout. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Finn coming into play today, 5-4. Parker Henrich and Caden Rodemacher, 7 wins apiece, which leads the West Fargo pitching staff. Just a note, yesterday, when you get to a regional tournament, a starter has to go 5 innings to qualify for a victory. It is ball 4, and that will load it up here with 2 out. Harms to third, Erickson to second, Rhodes to first. That will bring up Lewis Cockle. I learned that tidbit yesterday from our official scorer, Evan O'Kelly, who's done a great job. He's over in the press box on the first base line is the official score of this tournament. Outside ball 1 to Cockle, but yeah, it says 7-inning games. I think that's a Legion thing where you have to go 5. I always thought, figure in a 7-inning game, if your starter goes 4, that's a win. He says, nope, got to go 5. So Hoff got the win in relief yesterday. Cockle down the right field line, and that is out of play. Foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harms at third, Erickson at second, Rhodes at first. They've loaded him up without a hit. Now with 2 out in the 4th. So here comes one of your key at-bats of this game as we remain scoreless. There's a strike, 1-2. Lincoln East got back to Shelby a couple of years ago. They were the runners up. Trying to get back there here again. 1-2 in the air to right. Herman comes on, hustling on, diving, can't get it. 2 runs will score. A 3rd one will try and score as Rhodes has come all the way around from first and he's in. Just out of the reach of a diving Herman. 3 runs in. Lincoln East has a 3-0 lead. With 2 out, everybody off on contact. Should be a single, second on the throw. It's 3 runs scoring on the play. Out comes Jordan Rowan. We'll see if this is it for Finn, as he was, I think, about at the tournament limit for pitches, but we'll see as Lewis Cockle just out of the reach. Herman diving, took a chance and just out of his reach. So now a 3-0 game in a conference of the mound here. So Lincoln finally strikes. See if they'll give him, if that'll go as a single or a double. See what the official scoring ruling on that is. But all three scoring as everybody off with 2 outs. And Bryson Rhodes going full bore and comes around and scores on that. So that'll bring up Landon Mosier. They will give Cockle a double. They score that as a double. And 3 runs batted in. So it goes now as a bloop double. Mosier line to right in his first at bat. And in the turf for ball 1. Well, their first hit might prove to be the money hit at this this stage of the game. Now 3-0, and the delivery is outside. 2-0 the count. Minute 7 in, and this matchup is bottom of the 4th. Is lengthened out, and again, 2 outs, a hit batsman and a walk extended the inning, and it's been talked about in this tournament with a team with quality of Lincoln East. And if you give them too many opportunities, eventually they're going to pounce, and took advantage here with 2 out. 2-1. Mosier has split time with Hudson Morrow behind the plate in this tournament. He gets one high in the air to left field here. That one's got a chance deep to left. Zink back, gives it a look, it's gone. Landon Mosier, the number 9 batter, will take a quick lap. It's 5-0. That was no trot. That was a sprint around the bases.
Absolutely. And we were talking about it earlier. When they get one, the rest come, and that's exactly what's happened right here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
The dam is busted open now. 5-0 your score.
Number 6, Brody McIntyre.
Here's Brody McIntyre. 5 runs scoring with 2 out, and just like that, they have busted it open. Again, that's your 9 batter that came through, and the wind blowing out to left. He hit it well and got a push. Ball 1. Meantime, Aranaga's just been loosening up kind of behind the dugout with the long inning. As the delivery, McIntyre takes a strike 1-1 with the long inning. He's just kind of playing catch behind the dugout to stay loose. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. McIntyre wanted to hit it to those trees out in left field as well. So Lincoln I believe that is their 2nd homer of the tournament. McPeak hit one about as far as I've seen hit in this ballpark, just about straightaway center on Wednesday. Here's a high drive to left center, and he might have done it. Link, there's a spectator, it's long gone. He got a hanger, and McIntyre drilled it. A no-doubter to make it 6-0. Got to turn and burn on one there. 6-0. Out comes Jordan Rowe, and that's the end of the line for Luke Finn. 3 solid innings, and it all is unraveled here in the 4th. So we'll have some changes coming. Final pitch count for Finn, 80. As he'll get a nice hand. 3 2/3 now for Finn. 3 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, and a hit batter. And that'll be it for the right-handers. We'll have some defensive changes coming. Looks like Austin O'Lean is in the, he's coming into the game or not. Actually, might be Zink, I think. So Zink might be coming in to pitch here as he comes in from left field. I think that might be a possibility as West Fargo I see Finn coming back out, so I think he's going to go play in the field, and that's going to be the case. So looks like it'll be Landon Zink on to pitch here for West Fargo. And Finn's out to left, so that'll be a straight switch. So Zink is out. I believe this is his first appearance here of the, actually his second. He got the final out against Yankton in relief of Henrich on Friday. Gave up one hit, but able to finish the game. So Landon Zink on here for West Fargo. 6 in, all with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lincoln East leads 6-0, and we'll be right back.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
So 6-0. See the left-hander Landon Zink taking his warm-up tosses as Luke Finn finishes at 80 pitches. Dele Odolate will be the 9th batter of the inning for Lincoln. And again, last 5 batters have reached with 2 out. A hit batsman to Erickson. A walk to Rhodes to fill the bases. Lewis Cockle, a 2-out bloop double. Brought home 3, and then home runs. Mosier and McIntyre going deep here. Back-to-back jacks. As home runs 2 and 3 of the Central Plains Regional for Lincoln East. They did not hit a home run against Shakopee. That was one thing they didn't do. They had 15 hits. Odolate is 0 for 1 with a walk as Zink rocks and fires. It is a strike, 0-1. Now I think if you're Lincoln East, you start counting outs at this point. And right now that magic number sits at 9. Unless they can keep adding on, that might get a little bit fewer. 1-1 the count, but they are certainly, they were in the driver's seat. Now they're getting closer to the finish line. In the air to right, back as Herman makes the catch, and the side is retired. Lincoln bats around 6 runs in the inning, 6 runs on 3 hits. There were 3 mighty large hits, and nobody left on. After 4, Lincoln East Carpetland a 6-0 lead in the Central Plains Regional at Fargo on MSPN.
There are no West Fargo errors, no runners were left on base.
It's payback time.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Defensive changes here for Lincoln as into the game at third base goes Trevor Roach. Cockle moves to right field, so I believe Erickson's out of the game. Yep, Cockle's in right.
And now playing left field, number 8, Bryson Rhodes.
Rhodes was in left. We have a new third, actually still in left, third baseman as Roach. Trevor Roach, who we've seen at third and on the mound, now into the game at third base. So I believe Erickson's out of the ball game. Tate Herman takes a strike. Bottom third of the order here for West Fargo. So Aranaga now works a healthy lead. 6-0, pulled foul, 2 strikes to Herman. Struck out in his first at bat.
Left field to third base, number 42, Link Bryson Rhodes.
Got an update from Region 2. Chesapeake has a 4-0 lead over Newcastle. Chesapeake has to win 2 to claim that title.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Herman wasn't sure if he went, didn't go out of the box, but I said both umpires. Now Jordan Rowe's going to come out here, but both umpires signaled strike 3. Jordan Rowe's going to, I say, Eric Guler told him, he says, I signaled strike 3, ball's in the dirt. So I'm not sure what the question was either, but strike 1, or out number 1, I should say. Here's Zanker. Struck out in his first plate appearance as offers at it. A bunt and a strike. It's 0-1. Zanker had a couple of hits in their victory over Grand Rapids, Minnesota in the opening round. A 4-0 win. Really hit well at the end of the Class AA state tournament as well for the Patriots. Fly ball, shallow right center field. Little bit of confusion. Odolade takes charge out there in shallow right center as he called off McIntyre to make the catch. And a little bit of confusion there at first, and the center fielder took charge and quickly 2 down. Ryan Camarillo to the plate. Rounded a second in his first at bat. Right now, that out count is down to 7 for Lincoln to head on to Shelby, North Carolina. Patriots got to this point, 4-0 shutout behind Hudson Dinger on Thursday.
Number 11, Cooper Fuchs.
Cooper Fuchs will hit for Camarillo. So left-handed hitting Cooper Fuchs to pinch hit, so have a change coming. Espen Westby is the other catcher for West Fargo, one of the other catchers. Ball 1, we'll see if he maybe comes in. Fuchs, 1 for 1 at a single against Lincoln back on Thursday. It is his only at bat here of the Central Plains. Just missed, and 2-0 the count. Aranaga 6 strikeouts now. He has not walked a batter. 1 error in the field, and ball 3. 3-0 to Fuchs. Trey Hussar's on deck. Naga 62 pitches unofficially, 42 strikes. Strike to ball ratio about where you'd like it. There's a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter Fuchs. West Fargo is a base runner, and Trey Hussar will try to turn a spark into a flame here as he is flying to left and doubled. Doubled to right center in his last plate appearance, and trip to the mound coming here. As Hussar now 7 hits here in this Central Plains Regional. Now it's 7 for 16 is that's a trip to the mound here, but we are going to get some activity heading down to the Lincoln East Carpetland bullpen as
another update from Region 2. Chesapeake is just swinging the bats in the top of the first. They already lead 6-0 over Newcastle. Once again, Newcastle has to win once. Chesapeake has to win twice in that contest.
It's like Abe Christensen and Grayson Bjorkman. Looks like it's Christensen that is started loosening up in the Lincoln bullpen. So Aranaga, and his 3rd appearance. Pitch count wise, he's still doing just fine, but reinforcements just in case as lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch to Hussar. He pops it up. Foul ground. Roach maybe has a play. No, runs out of room as that lands just adjacent to the third base bleachers in strike 1. And look at this ballpark. Even 5 years ago, this press box that we're in was the only press box, but they kind of added a wing. It's kind of like a lake cottage. You just kind of add pieces as the family gets larger. And now the first base line, bleachers with the covered bleachers with the press box. And piece by piece, they've added to make this fine ballpark. Sharply hit out to short, and Harms will go to second the short way to retire Fuchs, and West Fargo's down here in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 1 stranded. The Patriots in the 5th as Lincoln now stands 6 outs away from the Central Plains Region title. We're back after this.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Aspen West beyond to catch here for the Patriots, replacing Camarillo. 6-0 your score, Lincoln East. A 6-run outburst with 2 out in the 4th.
Leading off the home out the 5th, the designated hitter, number 2, Carter McPeak.
Carter McPeak to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Arenaga's at 65 pitches through 5. As it will be McPeak. 3, 4, and 5 in the order, and it is strike 1. 0-1 to McPeak, who has walked and struck out. The pitch on the way is tapped foul down the third base line, and 2 strikes the count.
Right now, Region 2 and Region 6 are the only 2. Oh, I take that back. Another one just got started. We have 3 region title games in progress right now across the country.
I was looking up Shelby, North Carolina. It's about 20, not quite 22,000 people. Chopper out to short, charging, and a little double pump there as McPeak, you can tell, is not running real well as Collins charging and then kind of double pump for a moment, but you can tell McPeak not quite 100% and is out. Round number 1 of the 5th, that'll bring up Harms.
Shortstop number 3, Carter Harms.
And a broadcasting friend that I got to know through my work at the USHL with the Fargo Force, and he was from Shelby. As he's moved back home, he worked for a number of years in Kearney, Nebraska, and found a way in 1 strike the count. It's kind of in southwest North Carolina, kind of southern part of North Carolina. Been a good home of the American Legion World Series. I know I talked to people that have from here that have gone there and say they really put on a terrific show there, 1-1.
There's a I can't remember the name of it, but there's a really good Buffalo Wild Wings substitute in Shelby, North Carolina.
Well, they have to have good barbecue there, I would think.
Yeah, right?
1-2. If they didn't, something's wrong. Sink deals, sharply hit to left, a rope and a 1-out single for Harms. Second time on base, 1 for 2 now, a single and a walk as 4 hits. And again, even against Finn, there were some outs that were
first baseman number 1,
hard hit.
Kalai Larson.
As Kalai Larson 0 for 2, grounded to third in his last at bat.
It's called Wings Etc. So if you go down to Shelby, go to Wings Etc. That is an awesome place.
Ball 1. That's right. You went, and did you go in 21?
Yep,
yes,
sure did.
You were not working, I know, as ESPN takes over when the The American Legion World Series hit Shelby, and I believe it'll be on ESPN 3 again this summer, starting next week. Out of play, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, no, I went down there. I missed the first game because I overslept at my friend's house in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So, but I was there for the rest of the games as a fan cheering. So
Rockport, Indiana, in the Great Lakes, they lead the Iowa team 6-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Set and the pitch. That's hit in the air to right, back. Herman has it measured with room. And on number 2. Every other day in the tournament, that ball would have carried. That might have had a chance, but not today.
Yeah.
The West wins from the West. And here's Roach. Roach hitting in the spot of Braden Erickson. And hitting for the first time as he came in as a defensive replacement top half of the inning. He is 0 for 1. Or I should say Erickson was 0 for 1 with a hit batsman and a run scored. Ball 1 to Roach. Talked earlier, I've seen him at third, and he has pitched some as well. Roach 0 for 2 yesterday. He has 1 hit in the tournament, but he does have a pair of runs batted in, now 2-0. Zink came on, relief of Luke Finn. Second appearance here in the Central Plains, and the delivery. There's a fastball strike, 2-1. Bryson Rhodes is on deck.
Yeah, Gary, it can be confusing trying to find some of those teams based on the bracket and what they're really named. There's no doubt about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, runner goes as safe at second. Ball gets away, but both Hussar and Collins there to chase it down. Stolen bases. Wasn't a full-fledged pitch out, but Westby did kind of drift away from the batter there to try and throw him out. 3-1 to Roach. Lincoln East Carpet Land, they were the regional champs 2 years ago, runners-up in the American Legion World Series 2 summers ago. A good pitch there, in on his hands by Zink. Now 3-2 to Roach. The runner now in scoring position. Lincoln trying to play another round of 2-out bingo here, up 6. Fouled away, and we'll try it again at 3-2. Medina keeping an eye on Harms at second. And the payoff once more. Got him, breaking pitch in for strike 3, and that will end things here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs and a hit. And 1 stranded for Lincoln East here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead 6-0 in the Central Plains Region Final from Fargo on MSPN.
They had 1 hit. There are no West.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Leading off the top of the 6th, the pitcher, number 15, Landon Zink.
Landon Zink Lead things off here for West Fargo, 6-0. Lincoln East with the lead. Zink, Jet Collins, and Brody Medina. For the Patriots, 6 outs to play in the Central Plains Tournament. Swing and a miss by Zink, and strike one. He has fanned twice against the lefty, Santino Aranaga. There was activity earlier in the Lincoln bullpen that has ended. And right now, Aranaga's game, he has held West Fargo to 2 hits, 1 walk, just 4 base runners through 4. The 0-1 and fouled away, 2 strikes.
Gary just posted on our X account the current scores of the current games in progress. If you want to go check that out, it'll help you find them easier. The road to Shelby will be pretty much finalized, and tournament starts Thursday, and especially for teams kind of here in the Midwest and out to the West, it becomes, you kind of have in the back of your mind that you've got to prepare, but you don't know until you actually finish the deal. 2 strikes to Zink. Zink 4 hits here in the Central Plains Regional. 1 for 3 yesterday versus Shakopee. Here's the 0-2. Just missed inside. It's a good miss, 1-2. West Fargo blanked Grand Rapids in their opener. Lost Carpet Land Lincoln East on Thursday. Came back, won 2 elimination games over Yankton and Shakopee. 1-2. 2-2 the count. That really, out of the games, been a lot of well-played games, but I think that one yesterday with West Fargo and Shakopee, with what was at stake, trying to get to the championship. 2-2, swing and a miss. Zink is down on strikes for the 3rd time this afternoon and 1 away in the 6th. 5 outs to go now for Lincoln East, but that game, just with the different moments in that game, as this might, we'll see if this is it for Aranaga. It might be. Yep, that appears to be the case. As he should get a nice hand, and deservedly so. As 5 1/3, as he will get a nice hit. 5 1/3 innings, shutout ball, and it's a nice hand here. Is next up will be Abe Christensen, making his 2nd appearance.
Final pitch count, 71.
71, the pitch count through 5 1/3 for Aranaga. As it will be Christensen 6-0 on the year. Christensen threw 2 shutout innings against these Patriots on Thursday, and he'll get the call, trying to get the final 5 out. 6-0 Lincoln here from the Central Plains. Quick break, back in a moment.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
So Abe Christensen, who went 2 scoreless innings against the Patriots, he is on his 2nd appearance here of the Central Plains, as he gave up 1 walk, struck out 2. Jet Collins takes ball 1 here. So Aranaga, 71 pitches, 48 strikes, and Certainly did his part today. Here's Collins with a high drive, left center field, tagged well. That one's got a chance. It is off the wall in left center field. Collins will end up with a double. Finally chasing it down and left was Rhodes as Collins just missed a home run, his second hit. And that'll bring up Medina. So Aranaga, 7 1/3 innings of scoreless work here in this region tournament for Jet Collins. That is his 8th hit here in the Central Plains Regional. Here's Medina, reached out an air and then sacrificed, and tough road for West Fargo, but gonna try to piece it together. One at bat at a time here. Second extra base hit for the Patriots. Hussar to double in the third, in ball 1 to Medina. Medina, 2 runs batted in the tournament. Now 2-0. Medina had 2 hits against Grand Rapids. He has 3 here in the Central Plains. He is 3 for 11 at the plate. And once again, activity in the Lincoln bullpen just in case. Looks like a lefty that is up, so it might be, could perhaps be Bjorkman or Jack Holer, perhaps. It is now 2-1. Just in case. Christensen hits a roadblock here in the 6th, and again, the lefties that West Fargo has in the lineup. Aranaga neutralized that a bit, and they certainly have some more lefties down to the pen that can handle things as well. 3-1 now to Medina. Oh, and just slowing away. Christensen a good fastball, but and he uses breaking stuff as his out pitch. Ball 4. A walk to Medina. First and second now for the Patriots. For Luke Finn.
Left fielder, number 4, Luke Finn.
Abe Christensen 6-0 on the season. As trip to the mound coming once more. Finn. Started on the mound now in left field. Luke is 0 for 2. He's lined to left and fly to center. And looking to see here, I believe this is the first inning, and it is. The Patriots have had multiple runners on base. They got Medina to second in the second. Hussar's 2-out double in the third. Collins on a leadoff single got as far as third in the fourth. And then Cooper Fuchs with a walk as a pinch hitter in the fifth. So again, you just kind of have to piece this together one at a time if you're West Fargo down 6. Conference of the mound comes to a close as activity continues down in the Lincoln East Carpetland bullpen. Well, Finn homered yesterday and use a long ball. They use about anything at this point with the Patriots. Inside, that gets away. Finn avoided getting hit by it. Wild pitch will move the runners over. So second and third, 1 out for the Patriots. Lincoln East will keep the infield back. They'll gladly swap a run for an out at this point. And 1-0. The other question is if Christensen, how short is the leash? And the pitch on the way, and that did hit Finn, and that will load him up here with 1 out. This kind of looks how Lincoln got their rally going. If you just joined us, Lincoln East scored all 6 of their runs in the 4th inning, and that's going to be it. So the answer to our rhetorical question was that leash is pretty short. So Christensen comes in and faces 3 batters and retires none, as Christensen is out as well, another pitching change. So Christensen goes an inning, gives up 1 hit, a walk, and a hit batsman. And he is on the hook for all 3 base runners as Hudson Dinger to the plate for West Fargo. As the base is full of Patriots, as see who's coming on here. Left-hander here for Lincoln, and it will be the 2nd appearance for Jack Oler in the 2nd appearance against the Patriots, as Oler went 2 innings starting the game on Thursday. Pitching change break in the action. Bases full, 1 out, 6-0 Lincoln. Top of the 6th here in the Central Plains Final from Fargo. We'll be right back.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
It's payback time. Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you? Does that bother you?
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
So the big left-hander, Jack Oler, 11-0 on the season, comes on as he gave up 3 hits, went 2 innings, 3 hits, but struck out 4 as he started the game against the Patriots on Thursday in a 10-0 win, as bases are full with 1 out, and Hudson Dinger, a guy that has some extra base power, will step to the dish. Struck out and fly to left.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24, Hudson Dinger.
So West Fargo, is this maybe the last gasp here? Is Dinger's 2 for 9 here in the Central Plains Regional. Again, another hit or 2 could make things real interesting. 6-0. As Oler, the big left-hander, rocks and fires, dribbled foul, strike 1. Jack Oler, 6'2", 175-pound left-hander. Time called. Pace is definitely slowed down. We are nearly at the 1:45 mark, hour 45 minutes into this matchup. We've not had a lot of games go 2 hours. The only exception was Post 400 in Shakopee. Lengthy game there the other night that was, I think, went north of 2.5. In the dirt, knocked down. Runner's going to break for the plate, and Collins will score. Throw to third, safe there as well. The runners get an extra base all around. Collins scored as Moser didn't even bother with the plate. Had a chance to maybe get Medina at third, but he beat the throw. Wild pitch gets Collins home. West Fargo's on the board at 6-1, and a 1-1 count to Dinger. And West Fargo needs a win to force a second winner-take-all title game. Oler on 1-1. Chopped to third, wide of third and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just early on, we've seen where Oler's been able to keep the ball down, where Dinger's not been able to really elevate anything. Lift a ball into the outfield. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the delivery. Got it. Swing and a miss to strikeout. to an outside fastball, and Oler blows it by him, 2 away. They'll bring up Tate Herman. The run is charged to Christensen. He's on the hook for Medina at third and Luke Finn at second. Herman has struck out twice. That was both times against Santino Aranaga. Line drive, left field. That's into the left field corner. All the way to the wall. 2 runs are in. Herman to second with an RBI double. It's 6-3. That was drilled to the left field corner. That fastball that was middle of the plate and on the line and drilled it. A 2-run double for Herman. And the lead has been halved. You can close the book now on Christensen. 3 batters he retired, none, as Austin Oline, I believe it's Oline, correction, it'll be Evan Krogan, beg your pardon, will hit for Zinker. So Krogan hits for Zinker, leaves 0 for 2, and I wonder if maybe Jordan Rose sees something there where they feel like the left-handed batters are getting better looks, better swings here. As Herman basically got a pitch about belled high and drilled it to the left field corner. So lefty to lefty matchup here, and the delivery is ball 1 to the pinch hitter Krogan. Krogan 0 for 1 Thursday, pitched in relief against Lincoln East. That's his only at bat here of the Central Plains. Here's the 1-0. And on his hands and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's like Oline is in the on-deck circle and would hit for Westby. As Jordan Rowe pulling out all the stops here to see if they can stretch this a little bit longer. Sharply hit to second. Nice backhanded play there. McIntyre, low throw and smothered nicely by Larson. And that ends the inning. But the Patriots not going down without a fight. They get 3 in their half of the 6th, including a 2-run, 2-out double from Tate Herman. 6-3 Lincoln as we go to the bottom of the 6th here in the Central Plains.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
Defensive change for West Fargo. Charlie Lashofsky is in the game at third base, as Zinker was lifted for the pinch hitter. Be the bottom third of the order for Lincoln East. Carpet land as Bryson Rhodes walked in his last plate appearance. And the first pitch up high, ball 1. Was part of that 6-run rally in the 4th. That 2-out walk loaded the bases. Lewis Cockle's 3-run bloop double started the scoring. And then back-to-back home runs. Landon Mosier and Brody McIntyre. It's now 1-1. But West Fargo, when we get to the top of the 7th, we'll have 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order. And we did see O'Lean in the on-deck circle for Westby. Well, Espen back behind the plate, striking 1 and 2, and we'll see if that, maybe see him to lead off the 7th. And we get to that point, 1 and 2. Zink has come in, nice job in relief. Giving up a hit so far in an inning and a third, nothing more. 1 strikeout, 2 and 2 to Rhodes. 0 for 1 with a run scored. There's strike 3, changing speeds, got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for the left-hander Zink, and 1 down.
Third baseman, number 4, Lewis Cockle.
I'll bring up Lewis Cockle. One of the big hits, the 3-run double just out of the reach of a diving Tate Herman with 2 out. Strike 1. Zink threw a shutout in the North Dakota Class AA state tournament. Out of play right side. He linked Mandan 3-0 August 1st. Struck out 6. It was his only appearance on the mound of the Class AA state tournament for the West Fargo Patriots. 0-2. Got him. 3 pitches, down he goes. And over the top delivery might help that curveball, that 12-6 movement too. If it's not 12-6, it's about 1-5. The line for Abe Christensen did not retire a batter. The 3 he faced, 1 hit, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 wild pitch. 1 to Landon Mosier, went deep, 2-run homer to left in his last at bat, 1 for 2 on the afternoon. 1-1. Zink 30 pitches, 21 strikes. And the 1-1. Fly ball, shallow right, Medina out. Tate Herman in, and the catch is made. The 1-2-3 inning. As Zink sets down Lincoln in order in West Fargo. We'll see if they've got a rally in them. They need 3 to force a bottom of the 7th.
No runs, no hits.
Lincoln East out in order, 6-3. Carpetland Spartans 3 outs away from a trip to Shelby. We'll be right back in a moment.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Austin O'Lean will come in to pinch hit for Espen Westby. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored so far in the Central Plains, and Oler is going to face at least the first 3 batters here in the 7th, 3 left-handed hitters. As O'Lean, the pinch hitter, will start things here in the 7th. And the situation, Lincoln 3 outs away from the Central Plains Region title and a trip to Shelby, North Carolina in the American Legion World Series. If West Fargo wins, can come back and complete the comeback, second title game would follow. 1-1 now to O'Lean. He will face Oline, Hussar, and Landon Zink here in the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball out to second. McIntyre waits on to first, one down. Ball away, here's Hussar.
Center fielder number 3, Trey Hussar.
Doubled in the 3rd, he's 1 for 3 today. And Collins have been the hit leaders in this Central Plains Regional for the Patriots. Ball 1. Just off the plate. Down low 2-0. The outfield alignment for Lincoln with Rhodes well off the line in left. Odolate straight away, medium deep in center. And Cockle a few steps in and right. Up the middle, base hit. Hussar with a base knock. And that'll bring up Zink.
Now back to the pitcher, number 15, Landon Zink.
Probably the perfect scenario for West Fargo. If Zink would reach in, you get Collins, who has 2 hits and nearly hit a home run in his last at bat. You'd get him up as the tying run. And the delivery. First, like I said, there's guys that have home run power, or at least extra base power. He's one of them. 1-0 the count to Zink, who's had a rough day. 0 for 3, and he has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts. And the delivery smothered nicely by Mosier. And 2-0. Herman's double was on a first pitch fastball, and it seems like there's not been a ton of first pitch fastballs since. Inside corner, it's now 2-1. Larson will hold on with Hussar at first. If anything, just to try and limit the lead. But Trey gets over there. Inside, and it's 3-1. With every pitch, the Patriots crowd, and it's been a, I'll say pro-Patriots crowd, but they certainly have the Lincoln East fans outnumbered. There's a strike 3 and 2. The decibel level has grown a bit here in the last inning plus. Full count, 2 outs to get here for Oler and Lincoln East Carpetland. Back to the mound. Oler will look to first to get the out there. Hussar to second. 2 down. We'll bring up Collins. 2 for 3 for Jet today. Nearly missed a home run, doubled off the wall in left center field.
Stay hot. Here you are.
Oler trying to put finishing touches on this as a strike. 0-1.
Let's go. Outside.
51 wins for Lincoln. 51-9 for Lincoln East Carpetland Spartans. 0-1. And the pitch. Curveball chopped out to second. This may do it. McIntyre sets. On to first. And it's on to Shelby for Lincoln East.
Lincoln errors, 1 runner was left on base.
Celebration on the mound, and it's on to North Carolina. For the Lincoln East Carpetland Spartans. West Fargo, a 1-out single and nothing more. 6-3 your final.
Santino Aranaga getting the save, Jack Oler.
Jack Oler will get the save. The winning pitcher is Santino Aranaga. The game finished in 2 hours even. The awards presentation coming up next. Congrats to Carpetland. They were dominant. throughout this Central Plains Regional, and a great run by West Fargo after losing to Lincoln on Thursday to come back to get to this championship matchup as deep as they've gone in program history, and they fall just short, but still a heck of a run for the Pats as they finish at 45-16. Our awards presentation coming up in a moment as your final 6-3. Lincoln East, your champs, and they will represent the Central Plains well. Guaranteed we'll finish it up after this.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
There you see a happy group of Lincoln East Carpetland Spartans as their season's not over. It is on to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series. As one by one today, the champions out of each region being introduced. As we'll go down to the field shortly. You can see Paul Iverson, the tournament director, and Jeff Slick-Miller, the assistant director. They've got the trophies lined up, and a 6-3 win. Final total 6 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Lincoln East as they left 3 on base. For West Fargo, the Patriots, 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. They stranded 6. Their winning pitcher, Santino Aranaga, 5 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 5 1/3 innings of shutout ball, 7 1/3 innings in the Central Plains Regional, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Abe Christensen struggled, faced 3 batters, hit 1, walked 1, and gave up a hit. All 3 runs eventually coming around to score, but Jack Goller cleaning things up. It was a save situation as he went an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits and 1 strikeout, as West Fargo did put together a rally in the 6th inning to get it to 6-3. And did get a runner on a single from Trey Hussar, but Oler limiting the damage as we're ready to head down to the field here shortly as Paul Iverson, our tournament director, he has one of the mics, and he will we'll get to that here in just a second. So, but really, one big inning for Lincoln was all it took today, as we were scoreless through 3 1/2. And in the bottom of the 4th inning, it was a 1-out walk to Carter Harms. Went to second, actually stole second. Held there as Kalai Larson grounded to third for the 2nd out. Braden Erickson was hit by a pitch. Bryson Rhodes walked against starter Luke Finn, and then 3 big hits did the trick. A 3-run double by Lewis Cockle just out of the reach of Tate Herman in right field made it a 3-0 game. Landon Mosier followed with a 2-run homer to left to make it 5-0, and Brody McIntyre made it back-to-back jacks in the 4th inning to complete that 6-run onslaught for a 6-0 advantage. And then West Fargo had some chances, got a runner to second As Medina reached in an air, got as far as second in the second inning. Trey Hussar double with 2 out in the third. No damage done for Aranaga. Leadoff single from Jet Collins in the fourth. He was sacrificed to second, eventually got to third with 2 out, but was stranded. West Fargo ended up getting 3 in the sixth inning. Jet Collins with a double. Brody Medina walked. Luke Finn was hit by a pitch. That was all against Christensen after Aranaga got Landon Zink to start the inning and then was lifted. Hudson Dinger struck out, but a wild pitch getting a run home, and then Tate Herman, a 2-run double to the opposite field, made it a 6-3 game, but Oler able to get pinch hitter Evan Krogan on a sharply hit ball to second, and then Oler surrendered a 1-out single to Trey Hussar. Trey had 2 hits today, as West Fargo with 5 hits. Jet Collins and Trey Hussar each had 2 hits apiece. For West Fargo, just 4 hits for the Carpet Land Lincoln East Spartans, but they were big ones. Cockle the 3-run double, Mosier and McIntyre with homers, and Harms also one of 2 at the plate as well. Game was 2 hours right on the button for a crowd of just over 500, as
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to start our
we'll head down to the field here as PA announcer Ben Potter will send things down to our director, Paul Iverson.
Thanks, everyone. Testing.
There we go.
I think it's the wind, actually. So
the closer
thank,
he stays to first base,
fans,
the better. I can tell him
not
that.
only here today, but all the fans, these players and these teams all week. Thank you very much. It was a great week in Fargo. Thank you. I've learned over time that you can't thank someone, and therefore I will keep that short. First, I want to thank our Corey, Tim, Aldo, Joe, Eric. Thank you very much.
Kudos to the umpiring crew there.
I want to thank our announcers, Ben Potter, Brad Anderson, score people, Jesse and Dan. There are a ton of people that helped out this army of volunteers that Jeff had. So that's where I'm going to save myself and turn it over to him. But I would like to thank our national scorekeeper, Evan O'Kelly.
And Evan is tremendous, by the way. He's really good.
Jeff Slick Miller. And as I said, there's a ton of people to really thank, not only in the preparation over the last year and a half to bring this, but I think back to Tuesday into Wednesday, and you know, Donnie and Caden and the team there. Thank you. Right now, I'm going to turn it over to your host, Jeff Gould, to say a few words.
I'll keep this short. I just want to thank, working well. Thank you to my staff. I'm not going to name you individually because I'll miss you. But you guys have been with me for 2 years now planning this, and you guys killed it. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud to be the president of Post 400. Congratulations to all the teams, but especially to West Fargo. Guys here that I got to meet this week, and I'm fortunate now to call a lot of them my friends. So we appreciate you. Go down to Shelby, take it to them.
Are we back? There we go. And just to wrap that piece up, I want to make sure that we recognize the color guard that was here for opening ceremonies. For those of you that saw them, what What a tremendous group of young adults. Outstanding. Last and certainly not least, the governor of North Dakota for helping us out. Now I will ask Slick to come up and present the runner-up trophy to West Fargo. Here we go again. Now I'd like to throw it back to Ben for a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to announce the most valuable player for this tournament. There are a number of great performances with that Lincoln East team. There are a number of great players. We have decided as a media and a press box group that the most valuable player for Lincoln is Kalai Larson. Kalai pitched 5 no-hit innings in his first game with 9 strikeouts. He hit .313 for the tournament with 1 game-winning RBI. Congratulations to Kalai Larson. Send it back down to the field to Paul Iverson.
To the right. Right. Hello. Keep going. Testing. Here we go. All right. Now, I will ask Slick, if you would please, to present the championship trophy to Lincoln Northeast. Congratulations, gentlemen. Spot. I would just like to close the ceremonies, thank everyone again, and if you have the opportunities, and watch the World Series in Shelby next week. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
So there you go, the awards presentation there with the Kalai Larson. Again, there's a lot of worthy candidates for that most valuable player honor, and Kalai Larson wins that honor. And again, big thanks to a lot of people to make this work, the umpiring crew and Paul Iverson and Slick Miller, official statistician Evan O'Grady Evan O'Kelly, doing just a terrific job with that, as well as a lot of people to thank here as well here with Fargo Post 400, with Jeff Gould and Don Bryant and the whole crew here. It's been, it takes a lot of work to get, a season with 3 different teams with the Astros and Comets and, of course, the Stars, and you add to that the extra preparation of a Central Plains Regional Tournament, and we'll get to do it again here in Fargo in 2 years. Best of luck to Mandan hosting that next year. And with that, it's been a busy summer. Mike, I don't know if you want anything to add to that here as well as we put a bow on this summer baseball season.
Yeah, I've attended a couple regional tournaments. I've broadcasted partial regional tournaments, and I've been in attendance for the rest of that regional tournament, especially back in 2021. But this was a really fun tournament. Only a couple games maybe got a little bit out of hand. One game got a little bit crazy, but for the most part, it's been a defensive battle. A lot of great pitching in this tournament from every team in the tournament, including the ones that had to exit early. But, that's just the way this tournament is designed, is somebody's got to leave sooner than later, unfortunately. But congratulations goes out to Carpetland, no doubt about it. They are just a very impressive team. I know they're in they were runner-up in the World Series a couple of years ago in 2023, and everybody here at MSPN certainly wishes the Lincoln Post 500 Spartans / Carpetland Rugs the absolute best of luck in the Central Plains Regional Tournament. First game starts in roughly 72 hours from now, and I believe they play the Great Plains winner, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Yeah, they will be game 1 on Thursday morning as well. It's been a great tournament, and teams here in our neck of the woods, Post 400, the host team, going 1-2. Congrats to Jordan Rowe, Todd Rowe, the crew with West Fargo Baseball for a great run getting into Sunday's championship as well. And to all 8 teams, it was great to have you here. Great to have you part of this tournament. This was a lot of fun. I know we're looking forward to 2 years for sure, perhaps next year as well. But we'll be back here at Starion for the summer of 2027, and more baseball coming up next summer as well, as we follow Post 400 and much more.
And be sure to follow us on X, and keep an eye on the community tab on our YouTube channel for potential fall and winter games. It's a possibility, but nothing scheduled at the moment. So I know some of you were curious about that, so I figured I would toss that out there. And also, another big shout-out to West Fargo, including not to single out Todd Rowe, but Todd Rowe helping out here with the Central Plains tournament here with the rest of our group here at Fargo Post 400. And for North Dakota regular viewers of MSPN, you'll always hear me say when Fargo Post 400 and West Fargo play that it's a game between friendly rivals. And that's exactly what I mean by that statement, because whenever something happens at West Fargo, there'll be Fargo Post 400 people over there helping out at Young Field, and when something's happening here, there'll be people from West Fargo helping out here at Starion Bank Field. So on the field, they want to win. Off the field, we're pretty much all teammates and friends. So that's always a cool thing, and I know I gave Todd a fist bump earlier today, wishing him the best of luck. Knowing it was going to be tough to knock off Lincoln twice. And, through those first 3 innings of play, we thought, hey, maybe somebody might sneak away with like a 1-0, 2-0 win. And then the floodgates opened up with a couple of homers and a couple of base hits in the bottom of the 4th. And the Patriots did get some fight in the top of the 6th, but just fell a little bit short. So, Brad, thank you for everything that you've done as well.
Yep.
Certainly appreciate it. Bouncing back and forth from broadcasting and PA announcing, and who knows what else you do here. But you certainly do a lot of stuff here as well. And to the Fargo Post 400 family, it's been a pleasure being here 5 years, and crossing my fingers that we get another 5 years moving forward here. Yep. So if not 10 or 15 or 20, so we'll see what happens here. But and then also for Evan O'Kelly, Paul Iverson, and for the guy joining us up here. What was his name again?
Jeff Miller.
Yeah,
Miller.
Okay. Joining us to talk for a couple innings about Legion Baseball and our friends over on the Moorhead side at the Moorhead Blues. We certainly appreciate that. And once again, to wrap it up, congratulations to Carpetland, and best of luck to you at the American Legion World Series down in Shelby, North Carolina. Brad, if you don't have anything else, I'll wrap it up for me, I think.
No, I think that'll do it. It was certainly a fun tournament. Best of luck to Carpetland, Lincoln East. They'll do a great job, and just a big thanks to all the folks here involved with Post 400 Baseball. Another great summer. We'll do it again in the summer of 2026.
All right. Well, for everybody who chimed in on the chat, thank you for tuning in, and I will wrap it up. We will hit this closing button for one final time this summer. and hopefully hit the go on air button here sometime in the early fall. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much for everything. Much appreciated. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because even by doing that, you help us out so much. We appreciate it. Have a good rest of your evening.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPNDTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.